How to rebuild your life after ADHD burnout. ADHD burnout doesn't just drain your energy. It changes how you relate to your life. After burnout, many people don't just feel tired, they feel disconnected. Things that once mattered feel distant. Goals feel heavy. Even imagining the future can feel overwhelming. If you've ever wondered whether you'll ever feel like yourself again after burnout, this isn't weakness. It's a nervous system that's been overloaded for too long and is now trying to protect itself. Rebuilding after ADHD burnout isn't about returning to who you were before. That version of you often survived by pushing, masking, and overriding your needs. Trying to become that person again usually leads to another crash. Real recovery means becoming someone new, not fundamentally different, but more aligned with how your brain actually works. This can feel unsettling because identity and productivity were often intertwined. Letting go of old patterns can feel like losing yourself, even when those patterns were harming you. One of the first challenges after burnout is fear. You might fear committing to anything because you don't trust your energy. You might avoid planning because plans feel fragile. This hesitation isn't laziness or lack of ambition. It's your system learning from past overload. Burnout teaches your nervous system that effort can be dangerous. Recovery requires showing your system that effort can also be safe. This is why rebuilding must start gently. ADHD burnout recovery isn't linear. You won't wake up one day restored. Energy returns unevenly. Some days feel hopeful, others feel heavy. Expecting steady progress creates pressure, which can trigger avoidance or another crash. Sustainable rebuilding honors fluctuation instead of fighting it. Another important shift is redefining success. Before burnout, success may have meant productivity, output, or achievement. After burnout, success often needs to mean stability, capacity, and well-being. This doesn't mean giving up on goals. It means changing the order. When stability comes first, goals become reachable again. Many people try to rebuild by adding structure too quickly. They create routines, schedules, and plans that assume full capacity. When they can't maintain them, shame returns. The problem isn't lack of discipline, it's premature structure. After burnout, structure needs to be light, flexible, and adjustable. Heavy systems increase pressure. Light systems support recovery. Another key part of rebuilding is grieving what burnout took from you. You may grieve lost time, missed opportunities, or the version of yourself who could push through anything. This grief is real and necessary. Skipping it often leads to repeating patterns. Grief allows you to let go of unrealistic expectations and make space for something healthier. Rebuilding also involves renegotiating your relationship with effort. Effort doesn't have to mean exhaustion. ADHD brains often equate effort with strain because that's how they've always operated. Learning that effort can exist without self-harm is transformative. This means stopping earlier, resting sooner, and adjusting plans without shame. Another overlooked aspect is nervous system repair. Burnout isn't just mental, it's physiological. Chronic stress keeps the body in a state of alert. Recovery requires experiences that signal safety. This can include predictable routines, gentle movement, reduced sensory input, and compassionate self-talk. These aren't luxuries, they're repair mechanisms. It's also important to reassess expectations, especially those inherited from others. Many people with ADHD try to rebuild using standards that were never designed for them. Productivity culture, hustle narratives, and rigid timelines don't account for neurodivergent energy patterns. Letting go of these standards can feel like failure, but it's actually alignment. Rebuilding life after burnout often means simplifying. Fewer commitments, fewer goals, fewer inputs. This simplicity isn't permanent, but it's necessary. Complexity demands capacity. Capacity returns gradually. Trying to manage everything at once delays recovery. Another challenge is trust, not just self-trust, but trust in the future. Burnout can make the future feel unreliable. You might worry that any progress will be temporary. This fear is understandable. Rebuilding trust means allowing yourself to experience small successes without immediately expecting collapse. Each stable day rewires expectation. Relationships may also shift during recovery. You might need more understanding, more boundaries, or different kinds of support. Some relationships adapt, others don't. This can be painful, but rebuilding life includes rebuilding social environments that support your well-being rather than drain it. Career and work identity often need reevaluation too. Many people with ADHD burn out because they're trying to function in environments that demand constant self-regulation. Rebuilding might involve changing roles, pacing work differently, or redefining success at work. This isn't failure, it's adaptation. It's also common to feel guilt during recovery. Guilt for resting, guilt for slowing down, guilt for not being who you used to be. This guilt comes from internalized pressure, not reality. Guilt doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means you're doing something unfamiliar. Another important step is learning to check in with capacity regularly. Asking, what do I realistically have energy for today, isn't weakness. It's strategy. This check-in helps prevent overcommitment and support sustainable engagement. Over time, this becomes intuitive. Rebuilding life after burnout also involves rediscovering enjoyment. Burnout dulls pleasure. You might feel disconnected from hobbies or interests. This doesn't mean they're gone forever. It means your system hasn't had space to feel safe enough to enjoy. Gentle curiosity, not pressure, brings enjoyment back. It's crucial to recognize that recovery doesn't mean you'll never struggle again. ADHD challenges don't disappear, but they become more manageable when your life is built around your needs instead of against them. The goal isn't perfection, it's resilience. One of the most empowering realizations is that you don't need to become someone else to recover. You don't need to be more disciplined, more consistent, or more like others. You need to be more you supported, understood, and paced. Burnout isn't a sign that you're broken. It's a sign that something in your life was unsustainable. Inside Dopaloop Pro, this is the heart of what we focus on. Rebuilding life after ADHD burnout without forcing you into systems that don't fit. We help you create sustainable structures, restore self-trust, and move forward gently. If you want ADHD-friendly support for long-term recovery, you'll find the link in the description.